So the angel said to them, look at this, do not be afraid. I know that you seek Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Same thing happens with our fears. So many of our fears and our phobias, our anxieties and our worries, they keep us paralyzed. Some of your phobias keep you immobilized, and they have no basis in reality at all. Just got you uptight all the time. You have all kinds of phobias. You got a fear of heights, fear of debt, fear of water, fear of escalators, elevators. We have fear of sleep, fear of being awake. We have certain phobias and things that just keep us paralyzed. And we can't move because they keep telling us that if we do, we'll die. And so when the women went to the tomb that morning, they discovered that their fears were wrong. They were not expecting Jesus to be alive. They were going because he said he would get up. But when they got there, they weren't expecting him to be. Somebody was they're just talking about it. They didn't expect him to be alive. In fact, the news of his resurrection was a surprise to them, because they had already come to some premature conclusions. Maybe I just want to go to say I was there. Maybe I just wanted to go to say to other people I showed up. It's time for you to stop being surprised because you get a blessing. I've said it before. I've got to warn you before next week. Now, if you stop being surprised because of your blessings, you will stop being shocked about people getting blessed that don't seem to deserve it. How many people are blessed to you that don't seem to deserve to be blessed? Now, here's another question. Have you ever been in that category? You didn't deserve, from the way you acted, or from the way you doubted, or from the way you gave, you didn't deserve for a blessing to have your name on it. But God spoke to something that spoke to your need. And he said, I've done my part, now you show up and do yours. Jesus got up, they got there, but they were surprised. In Mark 16th chapter, 8th verse says, trembling and bewildered. I'm just going to skip to it and tell you what this one says. The women went out and fled from the tomb. They said nothing to anyone because they were afraid. Real bad, ugly crucifixions or executions don't usually become joyful resurrections. They left hollering and screaming. Well, those are my words. They got there and they were afraid, but when they left, their expression had changed. Let's paint church for a minute. Let's paint church for a minute. Sometimes you come in here and you all toe up. But when you come in here, you get surprised that God spoke to you. You called it Rickie Rush, but somebody knows it was an angel. I'm not saying I was the angel, but the angel of God spoke. Because before you opened your mouth, he said something that you hadn't said. See, none of those women went and said they were afraid. The angel said, don't be afraid. Wait a minute, how did he know we were afraid? Because when God knows you're seeking him, he constantly gives you little bitty messages to let you know, I know. Anybody got any little bitty messages lately? No, I'm not talking about that great big one that you want a microphone for. Anybody in here got a little bitty message from God lately? One that you hadn't really told anybody. You can't tell anybody because everybody in your circle acts like they already have it together and everybody's uptight. You don't leave a place like this hollering and jumping and shouting and going on. Execution places aren't the places where people shout. We're accustomed to putting people in the grave. We're not accustomed to their coming out of the grave. When we go to the cemetery to see mother, to see father, to see our loved ones, to see people we've cared for, we want to put flowers on the grave. I am not going out to Lincoln Memorial to see my mother's grave site and get out there. There's a hole and there's nothing there. Oh no, what is going on? No disrespect, but imagine that. The Bible told us earlier when we read in Matthew that there was an earthquake. Angel came down, shook up some things. God told you yesterday he's getting ready to. Let me say this to you. Some things that come to you, they're news. Other things come to you, they're announcements. I believe the difference is sometimes news was unexpected. Announcements mean what you thought has happened. Get ready for the next level. The angel came down so that we could get up. He sat down that we might stand up. He sat on that stone, indicating that no obstacle, nothing can hinder or stop the purpose of God in our lives. And the angel just came down, shook some things up, and just straight up country like sat on the tomb. I thought maybe he'd just be kind of with arms folded or a couple of them guard, just sitting on the tomb, just sitting on the tomb. The angel said to them, he's not here. He's not here. He's risen as he said. Now keep in mind, we're talking about premature conclusions. Mary Magdalene had gotten some buddies of hers and some other ladies. They had gone to the tomb because they knew that Jesus would get up. So they wanted to go there. I don't know what they were expecting to see if he was supposed to be gone. Sometimes things just happen according to custom. Have you ever heard people say, have a nice day, and they really don't mean it? And when your day turns out good, they get mad. You ever heard the term, and I think I texted this to some people, leadership today. Thank you for just more than merely words. You know, you ever heard people just say happy birthday? Happy birthday. They're not looking at just a hand. Happy birthday. Why? Because they know one day you're going to say, you didn't even say. So at least I'm, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Don't get it all out. Merry Christmas. No S in there. Merry Christmas. I don't believe in Jesus. He believes in you. Merry Christmas. But they learned that their fears were wrong. I think the second thing they must have learned was, if you're taking a little note here, is that God is able. Now listen, Mary, because her life was already dead and had been resurrected, I think she went back because she believed in resurrection. See, here is where some people have a problem with you. Some of the people that you may associate with may not know about your death. They only met you in your resurrection. So this faith thing that you're carrying out is not real because they weren't around during your death. They didn't witness your burial. They just eating and celebrating off your resurrection. No. They don't understand why you can eat a salad, some olives, and a couple of crackers and be full. They weren't around when you used to weigh 200 pounds more. See, they just talk about how good you look. They don't know about your struggle to get there and your struggle every day to stay that way. And they might be a little uptight about the way you look, but they don't know about your struggle to get there. Not that looks matter, but hatred doesn't either. Because some people can't ask how you did it if they don't know you've been through it. Why did Mary go? Because she had been dead before. Do you know some young people looking at some of you adults right here think you've always been this mean? Think you've always been this happy? Think you've always had these words? Think that you've always had this form of speech? Think that you've always had money the way you have it? They think you've always looked this way. They don't understand that you have been transformed. You've been changed. You're going through a storm, right? They don't know. Because sometimes you get so wrapped up in proving who you are, you forget to tell somebody what you used to be. It's not that they want to know your business, but why must they understand your suffering instead of your resurrection? Because that's not impressive. I'll tell you why. Mary was there, and everybody knew what she had been through. Everybody already made accusations about she and Jesus. They just didn't know what Jesus did for her. They just knew what she was capable of doing to other men. Oh, hit your sister. You didn't. I didn't whisper that one. They didn't know what Jesus did for her. They just knew what she was able to do for other men before. Brothers, I need you to holler back there. Hello. Okay, don't let me go now. And so they'd already drawn these premature conclusions. Somebody saw Mary coming and go, I knew she would be here. Of course. Is this blessing anybody over here? I knew she would be. Of course she would be here. She made a believer out of non-believers because she said, it doesn't matter what you think. If he gets out of there, I want him to know that I didn't just like him when he changed my life. I love him because he is God, and I know he is God. And if he needs to see anybody when he comes out of this grave, I need him to see me, because when I came out, he was in my face just to behold. He said, I'm afraid, but I'm here. I'm afraid, but I'm here. I'm afraid, but I'm here. Somebody's in this building tonight. You're afraid. Tell somebody, but I'm here. You can call me what you want to call me. You won't call me absent.